Most men think being tough means staying silent. No complaints. No emotions. No vulnerability. Just suppress everything and keep moving forward. But what if that silent pressure is quietly destroying your testosterone? For decades, men were taught one dangerous lie. Real men do not show emotions. Real men stay calm no matter what. Real men bottle everything inside. But your biology tells a very different story. When emotions are constantly suppressed, your brain enters a state of chronic stress. And stress is the enemy of testosterone. Inside your brain sits a small but powerful system called the hypothalamic-pituitary-gonadal axis. This system controls testosterone production. It responds to signals from your emotional state, your environment, and your stress levels. When emotional pressure builds without release, your brain interprets it as danger. Cortisol rises. Testosterone drops. And this shift does not happen slowly. It happens faster than most men realize. Suppressed anger. Suppressed frustration. Suppressed sadness. Suppressed fear. Each one quietly increases internal stress. Your body stays in survival mode. And survival mode is not the environment where testosterone thrives. Testosterone is the hormone of growth, competition, and confidence. It rises when the body feels strong, stable, and in control. But when emotions are locked inside, the nervous system stays tense. Muscles tighten. Breathing becomes shallow. Sleep quality declines. The body becomes exhausted from fighting invisible battles. Many men believe ignoring emotions makes them stronger. But research in psychology and endocrinology shows the opposite. Emotion suppression activates the sympathetic nervous system. This is the same system used during emergencies. The heart rate increases. Cortisol floods the bloodstream. And the body begins conserving energy instead of building strength. Over time, this state slowly damages hormone balance. Energy drops. Motivation fades. Drive disappears. Even confidence begins to weaken. The dangerous part is that most men never connect these changes to emotional suppression. They think it is age. They think it is poor genetics. They think something is wrong with their discipline. But the real issue may be emotional pressure that has been buried for years. Think about the modern male lifestyle. Constant pressure to succeed. Financial stress. Relationship conflict. Social comparison. Endless expectations. Yet at the same time, men are still told to stay quiet and handle everything alone. This creates a silent psychological load. And the human nervous system was never designed to carry that weight without release. Healthy men do not suppress emotions. They regulate them. There is a massive difference. Suppression means pushing emotions down and pretending they do not exist. Regulation means acknowledging emotions without letting them control your behavior. Strong men feel emotions fully. But they do not become prisoners of those emotions. They process them. They release them. And they move forward with clarity. When emotional pressure is processed correctly, the nervous system relaxes. Cortisol levels drop. Testosterone stabilizes. Sleep improves. Energy returns. Motivation increases. The body shifts back into growth mode. And growth mode is where male hormones thrive. One powerful example is physical expression. When men engage in intense exercise, something remarkable happens. Stored emotional tension is released through movement. Aggression transforms into strength. Frustration transforms into focus. The brain interprets this release as control instead of danger. Testosterone rises. Endorphins increase. Confidence returns. Another powerful tool is communication. Many men fear talking about emotional pressure because they believe it makes them appear weak. But in reality, controlled expression reduces internal stress dramatically. Psychologists call this emotional processing. It allows the brain to organize difficult experiences instead of carrying them silently. And when emotional pressure becomes organized rather than suppressed, cortisol begins to fall. Your body no longer believes it is under constant threat. This allows testosterone production to recover. There is also a powerful connection between emotional honesty and masculine identity. Men with higher testosterone levels tend to show emotional stability, not emotional numbness. They can feel frustration without exploding. They can feel sadness without collapsing. They can face stress without losing control. This balanced emotional state signals psychological strength. And psychological strength feeds hormonal strength. But emotional suppression creates the opposite effect. It creates internal chaos. When emotions are buried, they do not disappear. They leak out through anger, through irritability, through low motivation, through chronic fatigue, through sudden emotional explosions. These are signs that emotional pressure has exceeded the body's ability to contain it. And every time this happens, stress hormones surge again. This repeated cycle slowly damages hormone health. But the solution is surprisingly simple. Emotional awareness. The moment a man learns to recognize what he is feeling, the brain gains control over the stress response. Instead of running from emotions, he observes them. Instead of suppressing them, he understands them. And understanding removes fear. When fear disappears, cortisol drops. And when cortisol drops, testosterone can rise again. Masculinity has never meant emotional silence. True masculinity means emotional mastery. The strongest men in history were not emotionless machines. They felt deeply. They experienced pressure. They carried responsibility. But they also processed those experiences instead of burying them. This allowed them to stay mentally sharp and physically powerful. Modern men must relearn this skill. Strength is not about pretending nothing affects you. Strength is about facing life honestly while maintaining control of your direction. When emotional pressure is released in healthy ways, your entire biology begins to shift. Your posture changes. Your breathing deepens. Your sleep improves. Your confidence grows. And your testosterone responds to that internal stability. Because the male body is designed to reward emotional balance with hormonal strength. So, the next time pressure builds inside you, remember something powerful. You do not become stronger by suppressing your emotions. You become stronger by mastering them. And the moment emotional mastery replaces emotional suppression, your mind becomes calmer, your body becomes stronger, and the masculine energy that drives growth begins to rise again.